Now, a lot of you guys wanted to know more about this CNC machine behind me. Today I want to give you an overview of all the components and the features of this machine, and also tell you the story of my very capable CNC router. There's no sponsorships in this video. All the parts here you see I paid 100% myself, and I try to be as honest as possible with you. So the story started almost 2 years ago, where I bought this router as a kit from M5. It's a German CNC supplier. I had no clue about all the skills I would need to finally end here. So I just thought it would be a big 3D printer and I would throw aluminum into it and then it would mill itself. But I can tell you this journey told me otherwise. After about 1 week, I had the first chips. What was really hard, of course, was all the mechanical alignment and the electronics enclosure. At first, I didn't have any equipment really. I used this crap vise and some bad measuring tools and basically milled only dust and no chips. So I milled super slow and with too less step over. This is a typical mistake for beginners. This changed soon because my product got some traction and I needed to produce more, and I needed to think, hey, how can I build this stuff faster? I took lessons about fixturing. I studied other YouTubers, how their toolpaths were generated. Sooner or later, I discovered I need some cooling. That's why I installed this mist system. At first, I used oil in there, but this was such a mess, especially before anodizing the parts, that I quickly changed to alcohol. So the air in here became a total disaster with all this alcohol in it. You can tell I was in a good mood in the evening, but it's not good for your health or my health. So we placed the router in a completely different housing made from aluminum extrusion. I designed this in CAD first and then bought everything. We were 3 people, my brother and one good friend Till. They helped me to move this thing around. We basically had to cut it free from the old desk. Then as we had some more products starting to have traction, we quickly added an ATC. I can't believe how I milled 6 months without ATC. So never without it. I have jobs where I need 6 to 10 tools. My hands were totally destroyed because I always would hit the end mills and cut myself. One of the best investments ever was this ATC. If you add an ATC, you have a lot of other investments that you have to make. It starts with tool holders, tool magazine, clean air, software, magnetic valves, all the stuff. So we added this. And now I will just show you the features. If you want to see any details for one feature, hit me up. I try to do a video. However, the number one priority now is the robot arm. So whenever there's time, I will try to make a CNC video for you. Now, it was very important for me to have a nice, clean and flexible working area, and I wanted to have my safety equipment at hand and also compressed air. Starting at the bottom, we have the industrial chiller for the water cooling of the spindle and also a silent compressor to power the tool changes. While milling, the compressor is even quieter than the spindle itself. I have no problem operating it here in this room. For the mist system, I have a larger compressor in another room, and this one's very loud. I usually keep the doors closed here, but the silent compressor, no problem. Like I said, now our mist system runs on alcohol, and because this can sometimes go up your head, we have installed an air ventilation system that goes directly outside, and it's very effective like you see here, so there's no pollution in this room anymore. The 3-axis run on JMC 180 watt servo motors. It was a little bit difficult to find the right parameters, but after a while I'm very happy with the precision. I would say combined with a backlash of around 0.01 millimeter, that I can reach 0.02, 0.03 millimeters of accuracy. What's quite interesting about this design, and also a little bit loud but effective, is the belt at the back that couples the 2 Y-axis motors together. It's just a safety feature that if one motor goes into alarm mode, the other one will be stopped mechanically, so there's no damage in the gantry being tilted. I still have some problems with chip management. That's why I built this protection for the tool magazine. It opens mechanically if the gantry portal goes to the back. It's very effective with keeping the chips out and protecting the tools from flying workpieces. The tool holders are equipped with TPU dampers to just soften the tool ejection a bit. And here you can see my wireless 3D probe. Works fantastically. If you want to know more about the probe, I will definitely put out a video for you just let me know in the comments. Also, we have the ability to measure tools directly in the machine. There's this tool sensor in the magazine. It's pretty close with the space around it, but it works for every tool length and it's very effective, very precise. The spindle is a Yanken 2.2 kilowatts Chinese spindle with 24,000 RPM, and so far I'm very happy with it. This spring is to compensate the weight of the spindle. To get a nice surface finish on our products, we use a 50mm surface mill to get very even and good looking surfaces. You may have seen my short on YouTube here. This is the vacuum plate I built and I've used it so much and would never go without it. The nice thing here is that the grid pattern, the screw grid pattern, is also on this plate, so it makes no difference for me if I have it on the machine or not. I can still screw everything down. So big plus. And with this enclosure we've gone for a full light setup. It's 60 watts of light power in here and you can't have enough light in a machine like this. It's a blessing. I would be lying if I told you I have never crashed this machine. Obviously that happened multiple times, and if it happens, it is like it is. I've broken so many end mills in here. It's just part of the journey, and it happens so often that nowadays I would say I can do a few jobs without messing everything up. The machine sits on 30mm plywood. On top of that is a foam layer. On this foam layer sits the base plate to just let it be perfectly flat. The machine is bolted to the wall with these 8 M10 screws. The machine is homed with these inductive sensors. However, if there's a chip at the edge where it's homing, it can get up to 0.1mm of a mistake. That's why I always use my 3D probe after homing the machine. I've had it several times where I did not probe a fixture and then ruin parts. At one point I was putting the probe by hand into the ATC spindle like 5 times a day, and that's why I decided to make this completely automatic. Wired the probe with these pogo pins and wrote a macro that I could also put into Fusion in manual G-code and probe a part. I will show it to you here, like you see. And now we come to the part that I would not like to show, but I will do because we all have our problems, and my is here. It's just such a mess, and as long as it works, I can't motivate myself to really clean this up and make this industrial standard, but this is not how you should do it. To control this machine, I use adding CNC. I have no experience with other control systems, so I like it very much. However, I would choose another board next time with more in and outputs. I have to use Arduino extension boards to control the sensors of the spindle that is then hooked up to the alarm input on the adding board, and it's not so beautiful, but it works. So for the next time, you can never have enough in and outputs on a CNC machine. What would I do different today? First of all, I would choose a spindle with more torque, but that's about it. I would not choose a larger machine because I don't need much workspace, but more rigidity and precision. Then, like I said, a board with more inputs, and since I did this full time from the beginning, I would always recommend to everybody to directly start with an ATC. It's just so much more comfortable, and these spindles are not too expensive these days. So these are my 3 points that I would have done different. If you like this video or have any tips how I could improve my setup, please leave me a comment or like this video if you want to see more about this machine. I try to bring value to you, but please tell me what you want to see, what you're interested in, and I will definitely make a video for you. Thank you.